Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. I hope you are all doing very well today. I want to first say thank you to everyone that watched and commented on JoJo's video, his little wrap-up slash book haul. He loved doing it. He has watched it a number of times himself. He loves the idea of being on YouTube. He is so excited. We sat down, we read all the comments together. I talked to him about what people said on Twitter or Facebook or wherever you guys made comments. So thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it, and he absolutely loved it. I'm coming to you today with a book haul. I haven't done a book haul in a while, I noticed, and I have quite a few to go through. And then I'm also, at the end of this video, going to announce the winner. Actually, why don't I announce the winner now, just so I don't forget, because, you know, things get busy. So, as you guys know, I did my Roxane Gay video, and I asked for recommendations for books about situations or things that go on in society where we have a preconceived notion and people deal with those day in and day out. And the winner is The Bookish Land, and she, you know what? I didn't catch her first name. I just know her channel is called The Bookish Land. So, but what I will say is that she has her own YouTube channel, so I will link it. She is from China, living in America, and she does her videos in English, and they are fascinating. I just was watching a video where she talked about the fact that she had read a book that was originally written in Japanese, translated in Chinese, and then was talking to us about it in English, which all of that is amazing to me, considering English is hard enough sometimes for me. So, The Bookish Land, shoot me a private email with your address of where you're located, and I will mail you the copy of Hunger, signed by Roxane Gay. So, thank you again all for participating. Funny enough, a lot of people couldn't wait and got Hunger themselves, and that was so lovely because I did love that book so much. Now, I have to hurry along because I have a lot of books to tell you about, and this video could get very long. So the first book that I'm going to tell you about that I bought is What We Lose, a novel by Zinzi Clemmons. I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's a little bit everywhere right now. This is a mother-daughter tale about a girl and coming of age and dealing with her mother. And her mother's from Johannesburg, and I think her mother has breast cancer, right? I believe. And yes, succumbs to cancer, and kind of just sort of learning about yourself while you learn about your mother. There is a fantastic review of this book on a Book Olive's channel. I will link that review down below too. It's fantastic. It's a great review without giving away too much. But I did want to show you guys the author. I think she has fantastic style. Sometimes I realize how boring my style is, and then I see these authors with this amazing style, and I'm so jealous. So that is What We Lose by Zinzi Clemmons, and it's a little bit everywhere, so maybe if you're not one of those people that likes a bunch of hype, take a break, but I think this book is going to be worth it in the long run. And I mean, come on, that cover. The next book I'm going to tell you about, if I can figure out where to put my books, is actually a dystopian novel called When the English Fall by David Williams. So When the English Fall by David Williams. And this is kind of actually a great cover too. I think I'm just going to kind of tease this in a couple sentences. This is a dystopian novel where civilization collapses, and it's the story of an Amish community. And because of the way the Amish live, they have a lot of stuff prepared for such a situation. So they're living their lives, and then people who have lost or haven't prepared start to attack their community. And it's a conversation on your religious beliefs and defending your family, but when you have a non-violent religious belief, what do you do in this situation? And I think that sounds fascinating. It adds a special twist to the dystopian novels, and I believe... So David Williams, the writer, is a teaching elder at the Presbyterian Church and lives in Virginia with his wives and sons. So I think this is his first novel, but I think it's going to be really an interesting take. You know, it kind of reminds me of, you know, when Station 11 came out and we all went, gosh, that was a different way of looking at the dystopian novel. I think When the English Fall is going to be that for this year. So that's David Williams. The next book I told you that I had purchased when I read Binti. This is Billie Home by Nnedi Okorafor, and all I'll say about this one is this is the story of a young girl who leaves Earth to go to college in space. This is the story where she's been in college for 2 years and she's returning home to find out whether or not she has a place in her home. So I love the first one. I follow her on Twitter. She's fantastic. She may be one of my new book crushes. I just adore her. She loves insects and takes amazing photos of insects. So if you're into that, definitely check her out on Twitter. The next book I'm going to tell you about is called The Moment of Everything by Shelly King. And I'm going to start by telling you I absolutely hate this cover. I think it's awful. However, the story itself won me over. This is the story of a woman who loses her job in Silicon Valley. She then winds up getting a job at a bookstore where she starts a book club and becomes in charge of a book club that's reading Lady Chatterley's Lover. She finds an old copy, and in the side notes, people sort of this conversation between these two lovers is happening, and she starts to investigate the relationship between those two people and the mystery of that while learning about herself while working in a bookstore. So I love things where people work in bookstores. I love books where people are reading books. I haven't read Lady Chatterley's Lover in ages, but I think it sounds really good despite the cover. And that's The Moment of Everything by Shelly King. The next book I talked to you guys about in my Women in Translation video, so I won't talk too much about it. This is The Unit by Nnedi Holmquist. It's translated by, what was his name again? It's translated by, not him, Marlene Delgary. And this is the story of a society where when women hit 50, and men hit 60, if you are unmarried and childless, you go to something called the unit, where then you are harvested for your organs until the end of your life. And basically, it's a story of a woman who falls in love while she's at the unit and decides she doesn't want to die. So I think that sounds really good. Again, I told you my husband found this book, and I said I had to read it. So there you go. The Unit by Nnedi Holmquist. The next book is going to be... I Hear Your Voice by Young Ha Kim, translated by Chris Lee, originally written, I want to say, in Korean. And I'm going to read the back of this one just because it's complicated. It has sort of a, sort of a sci-fi vibe to it. It sounds really interesting. So, Jai is born in a bathroom stall at the Seoul Express bus terminal. Dong-gyu is mute, unable to communicate with anyone except Jai. After years of navigating the streets, Jai becomes an icon for uprooted teenagers, bringing in an urgent message to them and making his way to the top of an underground motorcycle game. Under his leadership, the group grows more aggressive and violent and soon becomes the police's central target. I Hear Your Voice is a story of friendship, worship and betrayal, love and loathing, and a searing portrait of what it means to come of age with nothing to call your own. One, I think the cover is so unique and fantastic. I think the premise sounds fascinating. I love that last little, how do you become yourself when you don't own anything, when you don't know anything? I think it sounds really good. So that's I Hear Your Voice by Young Ha Kim, translated by Chris Lee. I'm assuming that's how you would say that. Let me see if I can get it in there. Oh, it's so small. Krys. But I think that sounded good. This was a impulse buy at Kepler Books, so that was good. The next book is Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I saw this book on Simon of Savage Reed's channel when he did his Penguin Gay Pride Lesbian Month box. I'm really butchering that. That was awful. For LGBTQ. I'm having one heck of a day, guys. I'm sorry. I should probably edit all that out, but I'm not going to because I'm just going to push on. It was for Pride Month, and this is the book of a young boy who is in the closet. Someone finds out that he is gay and is blackmailing him, and he's having sort of a romantic, sort of flirty conversation with someone who uses a pseudonym, and he's worried about that coming out. And it's kind of the story of all of that. That's Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. And I just think that's really cute. My friend Ryan from This Charming Ramp is currently reading this, so I'll be interested to know what he thinks. I told you a few videos ago that I went and saw Sherman Alexie talk about this book. This is the memoir he's written about his mother. It's called You Don't Have to Say You Love Me. I'm just going to read you. So this book is really interesting because it is a bunch of poetry and prose. And I think this poem, kind of 42 pages in, sums up the way he talked about his relationship with his mom. So it's called Benediction. I only spent a few hours with my mother as she lay dying in her rented hospital bed. I kissed her, told her I loved her, and then I fled. So kind of gives you an idea of what this memoir is going to be about. I have to show you the inside pages. They are gorgeous. It turns out that that is a replica of the quilt that his mother made for him and his wife when they got married. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those mother-son tumultuous relationships, but it's going to be worth it. Now I'm going to open my Mothbox books. So if you get Mothbox and you haven't opened them and you want to quit the video, now's the time. So I'll see you later. If not, and you don't care or whatever, this is where we're going to learn what we got in Mothbox this month. Now, if you remember, Mothbox comes beautifully wrapped. I will link them again down below. Let's see what Mercedes over at Mercy's Musings, if I can get them open, sent me this month. She always sends me plenty of tissue paper. And because I don't know these books, I'll have to read you guys the backs. Oh, wow, what a fantastic cover. This is The Iron Age by Arja Kajermo. And it's an illustrated book. Look at this cover, guys. Sorry, I got distracted. So good. So this is The Iron Age, and it says, The Iron Age is part coming-of-age novel and part fairy tale told from the perspective of a young girl growing up in poverty in post-war Finland. On her family's Oster farm, the girl learns stories and fables of the world around her, of Meanie, the sleeping neighbor, how people get depressed if pine trees grow too close to the house, that you should never turn away a witch at the door, and why her father was unlucky not to die in the war. The family crosses from Finland to Sweden, from a familiar language to a strange one, from an unfriendly home to another. The girl, mute but watchful, weaves a picture of her violent father, resilient mother, and strangely resourceful brother. So I think that sounds fantastic. That's The Iron Age by Arja Kajermo, illustrated by Suzanne Kajermo Torner, and translated by, let me find it, translated by, oh, it doesn't say. I can't easily find the translator. But I think that sounds really, really good. And remember, Mothbox comes with these little cute cards, too. Totally love Mothbox, and I highly recommend you getting it. I always get it a little bit later than everybody else because it's shipped from England to America. But I don't mind. As I said, it's like Christmas every year. The next book is called The Next Steps in the Dance by Tim Gautreaux. And again, look at this cover. My gosh, Mercedes can pick a book. And it has a quote from Kate Atkinson on the front, so it can't be bad. Fox, Finch, and Tepper is an independent... Oh, that's the name of the publisher. Fox, Finch, and Tepper. You don't need to know that. But The Next Step in the Dance, originally published in 1998, is the first novel by Tim Gautreaux. We Love is small town setting amidst the marshy lowlands of Louisiana, home to our strong-willed, restless heroine, Colette. And we love easygoing Paul for his quiet determination to win back his tough, beautiful wife, and for his 12 variations of the jitterbug. This is the second book to be published by Fox, Finch, and Tepper. Tiger Island, Louisiana is home to Paul, a contented machinist with killer dance moves, and Colette, his ambitious, outspoken wife. Amidst the bar brawls and boiled crab of her economically troubled town, Colette is hungry for a life of opportunity and sophistication. Armed with only her wits and her tongue like a fillet knife, she heads west to California. Coming my way. But Paul, Tiger Island, and its wise old-time residents refuse to let Colette go easily. So that's The Next Step in the Dance by Tim Gautreaux. I'm saying that wrong. I really am. But Mothbox never fails to deliver. So I hope you guys love some of these books, add them to your TBR. If you've read them, let me know about it. If you're going to buy them, I want to hear all about it down below in the comments. Thank you so much if you are a return subscriber. I love talking to you. Thank you very much. And if you are new, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. This is me. I'm going to be on vacation. I'm going to try to get a video in this weekend, but no promises. It's probably going to be like a getting to know me tag or something because I won't have many books with me. So I hope to hear from you guys soon. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.